Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Chip Around the Multiverse with your hosts, I want to say Extraordinary Execution, but I've already used that one before. So, the robots of all robots, Cloud Charles and CY, who's not here at the moment because I'm recording it at the beginning because the last episode ran over and to cut it short. So this is a new intro. This is where we're talking about when we started collecting comics and what has changed since then. Hope you all enjoy. We're just about to speak about Heroes Reborn, so I hope you all enjoy and catch you at the end. Flippy flip. Bye.
Did you ever read the Heroes? You must have collected the Onslaught saga, right?
No. No, that's when I sort of was out again. I was like, I can't do this.
Oh, okay. Was it the Onslaught saga that put you out? Then you go F that.
No, the Onslaught saga was quite cool. It was what came after was like Heroes Reborn.
Heroes Reborn. You're like, you get the Heroes Reborn.
Yeah, I'm done.
Fair enough. Yeah, I know. I mean, that would have been kind of. I think. Well, okay. So, can you give the people here the basics of Heroes Reborn?
Yeah. So basically, Onslaught came, who was a manifestation of Xavier and Magneto, and the whole Marvel Universe had to come together to defeat him. And as they did, he killed Captain America, Hulk, Iron Man, the Fantastic Four, and was there someone else? Was Thor one of them?
Yeah, I can't remember. Was basically the most of the Avengers.
Yeah.
The movie version of the Avengers, by the way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but he didn't really kill them because Franklin, in his infinite wisdom, created a pocket universe for them, and they had their own solo adventures on this new Earth he created for them.
Yeah.
But what it really was Marvel sort of gave the rights to them to Image writers.
Yeah.
And they just wrote wacky stories about these characters, which I never read any. But
they went to run for like a year, right? 12 issues or something.
Yeah,
like that.
but they didn't last that long.
Yeah, I think they got too crazy, and Marvel's like, no, let's just kind of pretend this never happened.
Yeah. Because what was it like? The Hulk was like a monster who was always naked.
Yeah.
Captain America had some weird body. If everyone's seen the Rob Liefeld picture.
Oh yeah, okay. That's okay. When you say some weird body, I want to say that was artistic license body, not an actual inverse.
No.
Mutation.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. He did have a very strangely drawn anatomy right there.
Yeah. Iron Man was just basically Iron Man, but in some weird suit, which I thought actually looked pretty cool for then. And I have no idea what the Fantastic Four did. Yeah.
I think Heroes Reborn was kind of a good idea, but not.
Yeah, they failed the landing.
What they were doing, what they thought they were doing, what ended up happening are two different things, right?
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I did actually. Do you know about the new Heroes Reborn?
What one's coming up soon?
Yep.
Yeah, that one looks interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, so just to give you guys the basics of the new Heroes Reborn, Marvel have a offshoot version of the Justice League.
Yeah.
Which basically they take all the entire Justice League in everything but name, rename them, change their costumes, and they're Squadron Supreme.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes they're a bit blatant. Power Princess is Wonder Woman. Right. Okay. But they got Nighthawk, who's Batman, Hyperion, which is Superman.
Yep.
But the new Heroes Reborn storyline is as though the Marvel heroes never existed, and this is basically the Marvel version of if the DC characters were the first heroes that appeared.
Yeah. And they've also changed some other characters as well.
Yeah. Peter Parker is basically Jimmy Olsen. I was like, oh, well, you know what? That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Right, Heroes Born 2001.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if the issues are out now because I'm
No,
seeing.
not yet. I don't think so.
Are they? Is it not out yet?
No, I think they're coming out like soon.
All right, because
I
I know
know.
for like issues 7 and 6 or something like that. And I think I want to collect it, but it's too far back. But at this point, if you're telling me it hasn't come out yet, I can just add it to my collection.
Oh yeah, because I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it's coming soon. I'll find out when. But yeah, let me read like little synopsis on Wikipedia. In 2021, it was announced that the new Heroes Reborn story would occur that explored a world without Avengers. The plot was described to show that Captain America was still frozen in ice. Thor is an atheist who hates hammers and drinks a lot. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Tony Stark's never created the Iron Man armor. Wakanda is a myth, and Blade is unaffected. And as he works to uncover mysteries behind the shift. Oh, so Blade's the only one who hasn't been changed. That sounds quite cool. In this reality, the Squadron Supreme of America, Justice League, Earth's mightiest heroes, and he fight villains like Black Skull, Dr. Juggernaut, a hybrid of Doctor Doom and Juggernaut, which sounds awesome, Silver Witch, and a version of Thanos who wields infinity rings.
Interesting stuff. Oh yeah. No, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm gonna add it to my collection, but because there's the solicitations where, like, in January.
Yeah.
I think that's when I thought, it must be out already. But luckily it's not. So I'll just add it to my stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's probably this month or coming up to it because I know it's very soon.
I wonder how that's going to go. Because
Yeah.
it's be interesting. Basically, Marvelized Marvelized DC Universe Marvelized, or interesting stuff. Because I do wonder what other characters they're going to put in different roles.
Yeah.
Miles Morales is guess his role before I tell you what his role is.
He's Robin tonight.
Yes.
Nighthawk. I knew it.
Yes, he's one of the Robins. I don't know if he's going to be which Robin he's going to be. But yeah, I think he's. They're saying he's Nighthawk's replacing his deceased former partner, so he might be the Tim Drake.
And there's also it's Weapon X and Final Flight, which is Wolverine and Alpha Flight, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's something to add to my collection.
Yeah, man, interesting.
I'm kind of looking forward to see how they, even if it's just a miniseries, it is just a miniseries.
Yeah, it's a miniseries,
But just imagine if this went on in the main continuity.
Yeah, it wouldn't last for long.
Because all of a sudden, tiles have to change for like a extended period of time.
Yeah.
And it would probably need to be a massive crossover experience then. But then the issue is people would be like, I'm collecting something, right?
Yeah.
And I have to wait a whole year for this storyline to resolve.
You're ruining my numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, I'm so up for this.
Did you know about it before I spoke?
Yeah, I knew about it, but like you, I didn't know if it was actually happening yet.
Yeah.
Oh man,
all right. Anything else offhand that you can remember during the time you're collecting that's very different to?
When I restarted.
Yeah.
Lots of things were different because I started literally with Infinite Crisis. Like, oh, this is weird. Why is Blue Beetle dead? Who is?
Yes, and then he came back alive, and then yeah.
It's. And why is he now a Mexican dude with a robot suit? You know what I mean? Like that was another weird one. Spider-Man not being married no more.
That's what I was going to point out as well. Like you're saying, yeah. So when I started collecting, Normal was never the Green Goblin at that point. His story had already passed.
Yeah.
Gwen Stacy never. I didn't know about Gwen Stacy. Her
Yeah.
story had already passed. So he was already married to Mary Jane. I think I saw the couple of issues leading up to the death of Harry Osborn as Green Goblin
Yeah.
in Spectacular Spider-Man 200.
Yeah.
So all that Osborn storyline was
Done and dusted.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and then all of a sudden, like Clone Saga, Norman Osborn comes back. Then one more day, Harry Osborn comes back. It's like, right, so
Yeah.
this massive period of time where if you were connecting back issues, all of a sudden everything that existed then just
Comes back.
yeah.
Yeah. Because another one, what was it? And I started to get back into the X-Men. And I was like, oh, Xavier's nowhere to be seen, and Cyclops is the leader.
Yeah.
Emma Frost is a good guy now.
Around what year was that?
2005, 6-ish. That's when I got right.
After AVX.
No, AVX is 2012.
Okay.
Like, because at that point, I wasn't reading the main Marvel stuff. I was still reading, like, from 2000 to 2004, I was reading Ultimate stuff.
Yeah.
So then I thought, okay, let me jump back into the main universe. And that's, yeah, when all this weird stuff, Anti-Venom, I was like, so Eddie Brock has got cancer, now he's Anti-Venom. What's Anti-Venom? What is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just all this.
When did Brock separate from Venom? Actually, I have to also say, I remember collecting Spider-Man where Venom.
Yeah.
He had. Okay, at that point, he was on that desert. He thought he killed Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And when I picked up stuff, he was already on the desert island. So Carnage actually made an appearance. I knew of Venom.
Yeah.
But I think I saw Carnage before Venom.
Okay.
Because it's like he had to go to the island to pick up Venom to go and help him fight Carnage the first time around.
It's just weird stuff. Yeah, and like Matt Gorgon was Venom. I was like, why is he still Scorpion?
You said Matt Gorgon, right? I thought you said Matt Morgan. I was like, Matt Morgan?
Yeah, he was Venom at one point as well. Then he didn't get over in Tino. He didn't get over, so they got rid of him. I mean, just all these weird little things. Colossus was dead but alive. Didn't know he died.
Yeah, and did you know about when Colossus was part of Magneto's acolyte?
Yeah, that was in the 80s, right?
I think that was like, I think it was what did I say, mid-90s?
Could have been.
Yeah. So he switched sides for a split second. And then he switched back, and then he died from the legacy virus.
Yeah.
And then they brought him back.
Yeah.
And he was never dead to begin with. He was just in a coma.
Oh God.
That simulated death or something like that. Or maybe no, did they bring him back? It was actually okay. Let me just say, the Astonishing X-Men run that brought him back was actually a really good storyline.
It was a really good storyline. They had holes.
But they kind of just skirted over how he died.
Yeah.
And came back. He just did.
Yeah, it was weird. Because even I was like, okay, I just figured out he's dead. But you don't explain to me how you got his legacy virus-infested body halfway across the universe.
Yeah.
To do this. Okay, cool. That was there was some other weird stuff going on as well. Yes, Sabretooth was dead.
Wait, hold on. Is this the okay? So is this the era of the Bone Claw Wolverine?
No.
So this is after that?
Yeah, because Bone Claw was after Fatal Attraction, which was 1993.
Okay, so did you collect Wolverine when he was had bone claws?
A bit, yeah. Because I just remember one panel in a comic where he's trying to cut through a wall and the bone claws keep breaking and he goes, I will miss my adamantium claws. I was like, oh, what happened for this? Because at that point I didn't read Fatal Attraction, so I didn't know. Yeah. And I think that's just before Feral Wolverine as well, which is we will never get into because it makes no sense.
No, but basically Apocalypse. So Sabretooth always beat up Wolverine, right?
Yep.
And then when the Apocalypse is deciding, who is going to have the adamantium. Well, no, just before this, right?
Yeah.
And Sabretooth somehow got the adamantium, right?
Nah, he's never had adamantium.
No, he did.
No, he had it in the Ultimate Universe. He never got it in the main universe.
There was a storyline. I think it was Wolverine 125.
Okay.
It was involved in Viper, Lady Viper, and Pride.
Okay.
I think it's the second volume, 125. Anyways.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. I might be wrong on the actual storyline.
Yeah.
The issue.
Okay.
But basically, Sabretooth had adamantium. So you're like, okay, Wolverine can't, like, on a good day, Sabretooth's just a massive threat to Wolverine.
Yeah.
Right? Now, Sabretooth has the adamantium, and Apocalypse is going to decide who's going to be his the latest version of the Horseman of Death.
Yeah.
Wolverine beats up. Well, he managed to defeat Sabretooth, like a adamantium enhanced Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Stabbed him in the guts, literally, but with bone claws through Sabretooth's guts.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that one.
And then Apocalypse put the adamantium back into Wolverine. Just like, all right.
Yeah, because that's what for him trying to get him to become his Horseman of Death, because he became it at one point, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. But it was a good storyline because it's just like, Sabretooth's just going to embrace being
a murderer.
Yeah. At least Wolverine's going to try to fight against the brainwashing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Actually, I tried again. No, I remember I tried to get back into X-Men when the first movie came out.
Yeah.
And it was the Grant Morrison run, and that just threw me off completely, so I stopped.
Was that the first run where it was kind of trying to be in line with the movies?
Yeah, when he was wearing a black leather, and
yeah,
that's when Emma became a good guy, and Xavier was a drug dealer to the kid. Yeah, it made no sense.
Oh my goodness, what?
Yeah, basically, one of the sub stories was there's a drug going around called X, and mutants would take it and they'll get like their powers. It's kind of like is it GHM or the mutant growth gene, whatever, that one that gives mutants extra power. It's kind of like that. And someone was staying on school and you never knew who it was, and then it was Xavier. It was a weird, stupid subplot, which never gets brought up again because it makes no sense.
Probably rightfully as well. Never brought up again.
It made no sense. Everything else from that like era sort of gets brought up, like Quentin Quire, Emma joining the X-Men, what stuff. But that one made little to no sense because there was a riot in a school started by Quentin Quire, and then that's when it came out like it was Xavier, and it's like, yeah, I'm been doing the drugs to the kids because I wanted to see how it affected mutants. Yeah. It was just threw me off. Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm done for 3 years, and then I come back until later when he left the book.
Hey, comics, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
oh my goodness. Okay, that brings me to something else, but I don't know if you're gonna finish what you were saying.
No, I was gonna say that's why I have a love-hate relationship with Grant Morrison. Some of his stuff's great, some just makes no sense.
Psylocke.
Yeah.
Right? As we mentioned before.
Yeah.
Did you ever know she was a white woman?
Yeah. Not till about 3 years ago, but yeah.
Yeah. She was a British white woman.
Yeah.
That got, and her somehow she got, her mind got telepathically transported into a Japanese a Japanese assassin's body.
Yeah.
Right? But we always assumed, from when we were collecting probably in 1993. I don't know about you, but you right? She's always been a Japanese woman.
Yeah, I always assumed that.
Then when she's talking about her brother,
who's a completely...
You can't tell accents in comics. You can't tell. You just, like, she's got a certain speech pattern, but you just assume it's upper class American or something like that, right? when she talks about her brother Captain Britain, I'm like, this blonde-haired white boy.
Yeah.
Why are you Japanese? You must be a stepsister or something, right?
Or adopted or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
when I found out, when I found out about that storyline, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Jumping through hoops, you know?
Yeah.
And now I think she's back in her white body, right?
Yeah, she's back in the white body.
And they've given the Japanese body back to the original person that had that.
Yeah, she's back to it.
Because there was a storyline where the Japanese assassin in the white Betsy Braddock body came to have it out with Betsy Braddock
Yeah.
in the Japanese assassin body, Revanche or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness. What?
Yeah.
What?
It
Yeah.
made no sense. And then she came back. Because them switching back bodies is only like a recent thing.
Yeah.
Which was weird. What?
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those, like you said, because I've always known that, I didn't bat an eyelid. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. It is what it is. And
Wait,
then,
so you're telling me only a couple of years ago,
yeah.
you realised she was actually supposed to be her character was originally a white lady.
No, 'cause it's a weird thing. Like, I used to listen to this podcast. They talked about it, but I didn't pay much attention to it. Wasn't until I actually saw myself like, oh yeah, wow, this is a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
The 80s, man. Crazy.
I don't even know. Like, I don't even know if I could say that there's actually a storyline reason for them to do that.
No, just
You
they
know?
I think they wanted a ninja first character, but they didn't want to make a long backstory to sort of get her into the X-Men. So it's like, hey, if we already have an X-Man or X-person and we just swap their minds, two birds, one stone.
Yeah, but a bit strange.
Yeah.
To do. Let me point out two things now.
Yeah.
Scott Summers and Jean Grey, when you were collecting, were they initially married?
No.
Oh, did you collect before that? So did you start collecting Dark Phoenix where she was dead?
No. I collected after that when, like, X Factor and stuff, when they weren't married, but because this is when he was getting divorced from Madeline Pryor, who later became the clone, whatever, of Jean, that rubbish.
Yeah.
And when Scott basically left her, his pregnant wife, for Jean Grey, who just came back.
Yeah.
And they decided they're going to raise...
This is even worse because he basically left her for herself.
Yeah. To raise baby Christopher, who later gets changed his name to Nathan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah. So, yeah, that's when I was reading.
Okay. Okay. So, are you still currently collecting X-Men?
Yeah, I'm still collecting
Are they
X-Men.
still married?
Well,
Because-
Jean
because
Grey...
Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
She died. She came back from Dark Phoenix. Then she died later on.
Yeah,
And Scott Summers hooked up with Emma Frost.
yeah.
And they made out on top of Jean's grave.
Well, they made out. They just embraced. They're like, I should have been with you all along. Yeah, you should have, Scott. And then they embraced.
Okay. And there was a hilarious line I read later on. Like, I think it was an Astonishing X-Men. Basically, Emma Frost has all sorts of plastic surgery.
Yeah.
And then later, she's talking about so Wolverine and Cyclops are arguing about Jean Grey. Cyclops is with Emma Frost at this point, and Emma Frost just comes to herself. All this plastic surgery, all this money put into this body, and they're still raped below a corpse. I'm like, that's hilarious.
But that's something Emma... That's funny because that's something Emma... How they've written Emma really is. That's something she would say.
Yeah. I was like, that's a great line right there.
Yeah. I was quite... To be fair, like, me personally...
Yeah.
I don't like Jean Grey. I think she's a terrible person. I've always been...
Terrible person or terrible character or terribly written?
all three.
Okay,
All
fair
three.
enough.
I've always been a supporter of... I'm a fan of the Scott Summers and Emma Frost relationship because
Whoa.
they seem like two people who know each other. They get each other. Know what I mean?
She's
Like-
a bit of a... No. She gets around is the best way I could put it.
No, she doesn't actually get around. She mentally thinks people getting around with her. She doesn't actually do it. She manipulates them. See?
All right, fair enough. If that's
Yeah.
the retcon,
That's not the retcon. That's what she's been doing. Like, ever since her and Scott's been together.
all right.
Like, she fooled Namor to think they was having an affair when nothing actually happened.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair.
but yeah, I've always preferred, because to me, I feel like, to me personally, people probably disagree with this. I feel like Emma's written better than Jean.
Well, she's got more. I want to say personality, really, but just more.
She's more three-dimensional.
Yeah.
Like,
There's more stuff you could do with that character.
yeah. Like, Jean is sort of like how I feel like she's sort of been written, and like her memory is like she's the greatest woman to ever live. You know, she's blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's boring. Emma Frost has her flaws. She's manipulative and all that stuff. She seems like a real person. Like, if you're gonna just take her crown, she's gonna do whatever she wants to. She's gonna do whatever she has to not be taken down, or she'll do whatever she has to help her people, the mutant race.
Yeah.
And she's just that woman who just dies and then comes back and everything gets handed to her again. Who cares?
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of weddings.
Yeah.
Did you know that Nightwing and Starfire got married?
Yeah, but then the wedding technically didn't happen in it because of Raven killed the minister or something like that.
Yeah, well, that's one way to get around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They did actually get married, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So how did they retcon the marriage to now that he's not married? You know what I mean?
like I said, I don't think because of what the events of what happened at the wedding, it didn't count. If I remember correctly, that's how it went. I'm probably
Very strange one, is it? Because I was like, wait a minute, when did like Nightwing's meant to be 19 or something like that?
Yeah. It was
So-
a weird time because at that point as well, wasn't Donna Troy getting married to like some 35-year-old
Yeah, she had a
professor?
kid as well.
Yeah.
She had a kid as well. I
No,
think
it
they
wasn't,
died-
it wasn't her kid. It was his kid from a previous marriage.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and he died. But
Yeah, and okay. First of all, let me. Let's go through Donna Troy first, and then we get to Power Girl after that, right?
oh god, yeah,
Donna Troy. So she was Wonder Girl,
yep,
except as for a certain period of time she was not.
yeah,
And then she kind of just floated around in different roles. She became Dark Star, which is like an offshoot Green Lantern,
yeah,
like more of an overcool sort of thing.
yeah,
Than a Green Lantern cool. And then she was mainly in the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern run
yeah.
because they didn't have a role for her specifically to do anything. She couldn't be Wonder Girl.
No,
So she was his love interest.
yeah.
But
Wasn't
then,
she? He's a state agent or something as well. That's how they met.
I can't remember exactly.
It was something weird like that.
But what I do know happened was there was some sort of cosmic event that then wiped her memory, and she had to get her memory recreated from what Wally West remembered because he was outside of time when all of that happened. So she could
Okay.
not remember her entire relationship with Carl Rayner.
Oh wow.
And I think she got reconstructed with the powers of Wonder Girl, not Wonder Girl, but Troya.
Yeah,
Technically, she was Wonder Girl. And yeah, so like, all right, so she got her powers back. Except then she died,
yep.
and then
She got killed by Indigo during the Teen Titans Outsider crossover.
no, it was not Indigo. It was a robot version of Superman, right?
No, it was Indigo.
Was it Indigo or was it
Yeah, she
robot
killed him.
Superman?
No, she killed him.
Okay.
Robot Superman was involved in the whole thing, but it was
Oh.
Troy. It was Indigo that killed him. Her.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, something like that. But then now she's back as Wonder Girl.
No, she came back as Troya.
All right, because Cassie Sandsmark is Wonder Girl.
Yeah.
Okay. She's like, oh my goodness. Sometimes these things. And now we'll go to Power Girl, who was originally the daughter. Wait. Was she the cousin of Kal-El
Yeah.
from Earth 2?
Yeah.
That they brought up as though it was her daughter,
Yeah.
right? At the point I was collecting though, when it was the crossovers and stuff like that, they were like, oh well, there's only got to be one Kryptonian, so she ain't
It's Killer.
Kryptonian.
Yeah.
She's not even Kryptonian from another universe. She was an
She-
Atlantean.
a lantern. Yeah, which makes no sense.
Yeah, and she had a baby. She had a baby for some reason. I don't know what happened to the baby.
Never happened, apparently.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, at the end of Zero Hour, who knows exactly what's happening there? But one point is that baby just, I don't know if they ever referenced again, but they turned it back into she was a Kryptonian.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Infinite Crisis or whatever, right? They just said, so that she forget what we said about her being Lantern. She's just going to be a Kryptonian, right?
Yeah.
And then New 52 readjusted that she was a Kryptonian from Earth 2.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a long-winded way to get back to what she was originally was, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing about joining comics. When you join, you got to remember there's a crap ton of baggage that makes no sense.
Two more characters which share the same name. Actually, funny enough, actually, be three characters now. Yeah. Captain Marvel, and Captain Marvel. All right. Okay.
Yep.
First of all, we'll just go through DC Captain Marvel, right? Yeah. Shazam, as he's called now.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you? So I believe the standard powers he had was Wisdom of Solomon, Strength of Hercules, Courage of Achilles, Power of Zeus, Stamina of Atlas, and Speed of Mercury, right?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
But originally, he wasn't Billy Batson that aged up. He was a whole new character. Like Captain Marvel was a separate character in a different dimension. So when he said Shazam, he just swapped.
Yeah, swapped bodies. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know that. I took from the version that was aged up.
Yeah.
Like he basically was a young boy in a grown man's body, which I found actually was much more intriguing.
Yeah.
Because then he has to use he's a young guy, but he's got the wisdom of Solomon, so he might be situationally he just doesn't have the experience to deal with certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, that's a neat one. But did you ever, when you were collecting, was around your time period, or did you used to know he swapped places with Captain Marvel?
I sort of knew both because my dad sort of educated me on both of them, so I kind of knew about when, like you said, when he switched personas, basically.
Yeah.
And then I commonly knew hey, Shazam, he's still a kid with in an adult's body, sort of thing. But
yeah,
that's one I remember. But I didn't really know much about him because when I started proper knowing who Shazam was, Billy Batson was older. Yeah. So he was basically, because he sort of aged up with the Titans.
Yeah.
And so that's the sort of one I knew. So okay.
Did you ever read Justice Society, JSA?
Which version?
Okay, there was a storyline. I can't remember the exact storyline. But Billy Batson's a 14-year-old boy, roughly 15, 14-year-old, and so is Stargirl.
Yeah.
So then when him as his Captain Marvel self, he's getting friendly with Stargirl, or the rest of the Justice Society, which are like old men, they're like pointing fingers, going, "What are you doing? You look 25. This girl's 14."
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, he could have explained, but he couldn't.
Yeah, he didn't want to give up his identity, I'm guessing.
So he just kind of said to Stargirl, "Look, we can't. They're looking at me weird.
Yeah,
I can't. We can't do anything." Even though they wanted, they were gonna. I was like, oh, that's a bit of a. He got himself in a bit of a quandary there.
Yeah,
I think to create the conflict, I think Shazam, the wizard, basically said to him, "Don't tell anyone who you are."
Yeah,
like that. And I think Black Adam was on the team at the same time, and he's just poking fun at him. He's like, Billy Batson, even though he wouldn't do it the way I'm doing it, he's just basically Billy.
Yeah, he'd be more like Rugal about it.
Yeah. Okay. Captain Marvel version.
Yeah.
Right. We'll just. He was also like Shazam, like DC Captain Marvel, where Rick Jones swapped places with Captain Marvel. Did you know about that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. For some reason, I thought you said Rich Rider. I was very confused. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard of that when he became Captain Marvel for a spell.
Yeah, which is really similar to Captain Marvel. But I always knew Captain Marvel as the dude who died from cancer.
Yeah, same.
So all these, like, you know, when Captain Marvel is Monica Rambeau,
Yeah,
and you're like, all right,
cool.
that's a bit. I want to say a tricky one, but it's like, hold on a minute. How's the guy? I want to say an old white guy because he had white hair.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, it's
a young black woman. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But hey, you know, that's. I think I never collected the issues that she was Captain Marvel. I had the cards, the Top Trumps cards, and she
Yeah.
was Captain Marvel in it. But I did read that, you know, the death of Captain Marvel, which was quite a quite a neat story in the
yeah.
sense.
It's
like,
quite different from comics
Mhm.
of that time.
Yeah, and I have to say, like, for the way that they did it. I mean, he died of cancer. He died of something mundane.
Yeah, it humanized him.
Yeah, and I was just like, you know what? Thanos was like, you know, because Thanos is dead by that point.
Yeah,
He's with Death, and he said, "No, Captain Marvel, don't go because they're enemies.
yeah,
Like, don't go out like this. Here, have a warrior's death." And they basically he charges at him
yeah.
in the dream, in like the last seconds of Captain Marvel's life, and they go to like they charge at each other, and then I think the next scene is Captain Marvel's heartbeat thing.
Going,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
And all the heroes around him just basically, you know, putting their heads down.
Aw.
Yeah. So it was like, oh. So yeah, I don't want to say Captain Marvel was never alive for me, but
yeah. He's at the but when you started reading stuff, he was on the end of his rope, sort of.
yeah,
He's swan song.
yeah. And going on to Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. Now,
Yeah.
here's a long-winded one, right? How far do you want to like? Do you want to take this, or should I? Because she's part. There's X-Men relevance here. Is what I'm going.
We could both tackle this one because her story. I feel sorry for the character because she's had the most retcons, convoluted, character assassinated storylines ever.
So just to start, when you're collecting it,
Yeah.
and then we'll go back and give you the history. I think I started when she appeared in issues I was collecting, which was way late in the run.
Yeah,
She was Warbird.
yeah. I
For a
think
brief spell.
I was around that, or yeah, because when I got back into it, she was back to being Miss Marvel with her
Yeah.
weird sack costume. I'll say because
Sack costume.
it's basically a sack with the arms and legs cut out. That's
Oh,
why I
okay.
say her costume is.
Right.
Yeah.
I was seeing her with the lightning bolt costume.
Yeah. It's a sack, a black sack with a lightning bolt on it. That's how I see
Oh,
her
okay.
costume. Yeah.
All right. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you wanna? Okay, but as is X-Men relevance, do you want to start there first, or
Yeah. All right. So when she's a test pilot, right? And she got her powers through the whole explosion, and Captain Marvel passed his powers on through into her, so she got a bit of his powers. She became Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Weird Avengers shenanigans will start on later. Then she gets her powers taken away by Rogue, and she's put into a coma for a while.
just a quick pause in a second for that.
Yeah.
But you've always known Rogue to have Captain Marvel powers, right?
Yeah,
Because you know when in the cartoons and stuff like that, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, Rogue's got like a certain invulnerability, super strength, flight, and stuff like that.
yeah,
And when the movie came out, when the first X-Men movie came out in 2000,
yeah,
you're like, where's Rogue's abilities? That's not Rogue. She's
Yeah.
just got the. But little did we know when you find out later on, it's like she never had those abilities in the first place.
yeah,
All she did have the absorption abilities.
yeah.
But go back to what you were saying.
Yeah, so
Rogue's
Rogue
all her
take-
powers.
Yeah, Rogue takes her powers. Then she goes back to being Carol Danvers for a while, appearing in the X-Men with Jessica Drew, doing weird things for Wolverine, like for Patch. Sorry, when Wolverine was in Mandapore doing his stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Then I think she's not relevant for quite a long time after that, if I'm correct. And then she gets her powers back. I can't actually remember how she gets her powers back. They just come back, I guess. She goes for a stage of being Warbird and Binary.
Wait, Binary first and then Warbird, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then she goes back to... She lowers herself by going back to being Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
To about 2012, when Marvel had the crazy idea of saying, why is a grown woman called Miss Marvel? Let's call her Captain Marvel. And
yeah,
she...
yeah, because funny enough, okay, let me get to... I know you're kind of just mocking the reason for it, but there is a legitimate reason.
Yeah, it's a legit reason. I'm just mocking.
Marvel have to put out... I don't know how it is now, right? But back in those times, Marvel had to put out a Captain Marvel title, at least one Captain Marvel title, a year to keep the copyright on it, because then DC would swoop in there
and take
the title of Captain Marvel to put on the guy who was Shazam.
Yeah.
And then DC was like, sod it. Everyone knows this guy's Shazam.
Yeah.
Let's just get rid of the
thing we got to skirt around all the time. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Miss Marvel was like, So that was the reason why they have to put the copyright reason for Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But yeah, they graduated her to Captain Marvel.
We should have done years before that, but yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where she gets her prominence, and then randomly, now they've retconned that she's half Kree, so it kind of makes no sense of her origin of getting powers, because if she's half Kree, she has the powers anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess you kind of... I don't want to say you kind of accept it more, or... I don't know. How would that...
It's a weird one. I don't...
Yeah.
Because actually, you can accept... Unless... I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sense of it. It's not making sense to me. Yeah, and she's become the global phenomenon she is now. Until Civil War 2, where her character completely changed and she became a dick and beat Tony Stark into a coma. But they're cool now, because he came out of the coma. And they're cool, you know. Comics.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Sometimes they gotta... I don't want to say, they gotta shortcut stuff to get to a certain point, but it's just like, sometimes you're thinking, you could do something with this, or you can do a long-running storyline. But sometimes the problem is, obviously, they fill stuff when you're like, no, maybe the storyline should be cut short, as the Clone Saga and some other things. And then they hotshot certain other things to get to a certain point where you're like, maybe you didn't need to do that, but you want it to be in line with what's happening in the media version of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Craziness. Yeah, that's.
I've said I like Carol Danvers, the character.
Yeah.
But she's just not had a good time writers wise.
Well, we missed a completely controversial storyline where she gave birth to
her own son.
She got impregnated, give birth to a kid.
No, she got raped.
Yeah. Wait, she got impregnated by some space dude.
Yeah.
Who then died, and then he died, but then she gave birth to a kid who was actually him.
Yeah.
Who then grew instantaneously to be an old adult male, took her into space.
Yeah.
And then Avengers are like, oh yeah. I'm sure she's having a good time. Let her go. You know, she was. And then when she comes back, she's calling them all out, saying, "What the f will you?"
Yeah, because it's handled so badly. Like, why she doesn't want to get married to this guy. They're like, oh, you might as well. You know, why are you being silly? He's offering to marry you, but you do forget that he got her pregnant against her will. And you're telling her to keep. Well,
when you say against her will, so we're gonna say it was a mind thing, right?
Yeah.
telepathically nudged her in that direction,
Yeah.
rather than you're saying, like he.
No, he didn't like forcibly, but you know what I mean. Yeah, she didn't have any choice in these situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's mentally judged, like nudged that way, and then they're all like, "Yeah, it doesn't matter. Marry him." No, no.
Yeah, it's a very, very. Yeah, I mean, like, oh man, just imagine you started collecting during that Avengers during that storyline. You'd be like, what am I reading?
Yeah, this
Of
ain't
all
cool.
the things we've said about collecting during the time that's very awkward,
That was one of them.
that would have probably been the worst one.
Yeah.
Just smack down in the middle of that storyline, you'd have been like,
Huh?
I mean, the rest of it you probably can accept to a certain degree.
Yeah,
Like, oh, either temporary changes or this is very odd.
yeah.
But that storyline, yeah,
You're like, poor Carol.
yeah.
But yeah, that's the weird, confusing history of all the people who's ever been called Captain Marvel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That is us signing off for now.
Oh wow, yeah.
Okay, so I guess we did a 5-set at the beginning.
Yeah.
I did Captain Planet. You did Mountain Wolf and Power Rangers. So
Yeah.
if you've got a 5-set that you are, I will call a. I'm gonna have to call a 6-set if I remember them all correctly.
Okay. I am.
Oh, you want to go first? All right.
Oh
go on.
no. Yeah, I'll go first. I am the wielder of the Thunderzord, Lionzord. Wait, no, I got to say it properly. Mastodon, Griffin, Thunder Power, Pterodactyl, Firebird, Thunder Power, Sabertooth Tiger, Griffin, Thunder Power, Triceratops, Unicorn, Thundersword Power, Red Dragon. No, sorry. Tyrannosaurus, Red Dragon, Thundersword Power. Go Power Ranger.
Oh, bloody hell. All right.
Thunder Megazord. Go. Kyle Charles.
And I am the welder of the Infinity Gauntlet. Soul, Gem, Mind, Power, Time.
You're missing one, right?
That's right, yeah.
I
Soul,
think so.
Power, Mind, Time. Space.
Space
That's
Saver.
it.
Yeah.
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 So-
If there's, let us know what was going on when you read comics, and has any of that changed now? It probably
Yeah.
has like 15 times. But
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
end of
and
the
any
sentence.
strange instances of whatever you in your mind when you're reading, you're thinking, okay,
Yeah.
what?
What? And if they're ever addressed, because again, I doubt they are. Let us
Yeah,
know
yeah.
in the comment section.
Or they quickly swept under the carpet.
Yeah, that never happened. Like Wanda and Pietro being lovers in Ultimate Universe. That never
Oh
happened.
yeah. We didn't mention that. Oh jeez.
No, that's
No, to be fair, that was not a retcon though. That was
No.
consistent with. That was the storyline running through that universe, so it's never changed or anything like
Oh,
that.
it was slightly changed when it became Ultimate Comics, Spider-Man, X-Men, and that they sort of swept that under the rug.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if let us know in the comments. Thank you all for listening. And thank you for taking a trip around the old multiverse with us. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.